guys, it's Professor McDonald. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use this grade calculator that I have provided in the form of an Excel spreadsheet. That means you will need Excel to be able to use it, or you may be able to use it with Google Sheets. If you prefer to do it with paper and pencil, I'll explain how you will be able to do that in this video also. To find it, you will go to Course Information in Blackboard, then click on the grade calculator link, download the file, click on it to open. And at the top, you will see a yellow ribbon. Make sure to enable editing so you can enter scores into the yellow boxes. Right, so all you have to do is enter scores into the yellow boxes. These may be scores you have earned or scores you think you may earn. Notice that you will not be able to enter anything in any of the other cells. Now it's defaulted to 100% for all of the assessments and averages. And you can see that when it works out with the points from the syllabus, you have a total of 1,000 points possible. And the section here is collecting your top 4 tests for your test points. And so what's happening there is because the final exam can replace a test score, this just pulls out the top 4 tests out of your 5 scores that can be used as a midterm test score. All right, so all you're going to do is open this up and then go into Blackboard My Grades and collect each of the averages and each of your test scores from the gradebook so that you can enter them into the spaces here. All right, now once you've done that, everything else will automatically update. So let's say I had all zeros because I hadn't done any work in the course, then you see my course grade is 0%. If let's just make up some things here. Maybe I have a 90 in class rotation, 89, 76, maybe 85 here. And maybe my test scores were like an 80 and a 78 and a 67. And maybe at this point, I don't know what my test for and my final exam are going to be yet. So you can see so far that my top tests that are being collected are the highest score at 80%, the second highest at 78%, and the third highest at 67. And so far, I just have a 0 for that 4th test because I haven't taken that yet. Once I think of a score that I might earn, let's do best case scenario just for the heck of it. Notice that now my top test has changed to 100 and everything else has shifted down. Also, let's say I did a 90 on that test 4, and you can see that at this point with a 90 on test 4 and nothing on my final exam, I have a 65.5 in the class, that's a D. And then I say, oh, well, maybe I'm going to get a 50 on my final exam. Ooh, I'll still be able to pass the class with a C even if I don't do well on that final exam. Let's see, what else could we try? What if I don't do very well on my next test and I do much better on my final exam? Oh, there I have a B. All right, so it's very quick and easy for you to change all the scores here to see what might happen. You may even say, okay, well, I think since my homework average is only current up to test 3, maybe once I've finished all my test 4 assignments, I'm going to have a higher homework average. Perhaps I could have like a 92. So you can just play with this. Let me know if you have any questions about how to use it or what it's calculating. If you want to do this by hand, it's very simple. You can see that each assessment is 100 points, and that's with the exception of your final exam, which does count as 200 points. So notice that whatever I enter in my final exam cell for my percentage that I might earn, it's multiplying that by 2 over here. So that's why you see all the points here. It's calculating the total of these, which are my top 4 tests, so up to 400 points there, 200 points for my final, and 100 points for everything else. So when you add that together, you get your total number of points, divide that by 1,000, and you'll get your percentage in the class, 1,000 times. So if all I'm doing here, let's say if I add these up, oh, I can't because it's protected, remember? So I was going to show you, let me take the protection off so I can show you some. Okay, I've removed that protection just so I can show you. If I was to add up the sum of all of these together, that's where the number of points is coming from, 325. And then I'm adding up, you know, literally adding them each. You can add them one by one on a regular calculator. So I'm getting my total number of points there. And then to get my percentage, which would be my grade in the class, I'm just taking that number and dividing it by 1,000. And so notice that when I divide it by 1,000, I get a decimal answer. And to change that to a percentage, you would just multiply that by 100. Okay, so 86.8, that would be a B in the class. So I hope you found this useful. Let me know if you have any questions or maybe some recommendations for how this could be more clear. And I hope you all do well, and I wish you all the best. Take care.